Iraq, I want to take you down to Africa, the Great Lakes region of Africa. There are 4 countries, Congo, Democratic Republic of Congo, Uganda, Rwanda, and Burundi. I interviewed women from that region. That region is connected historically through colonialism, arbitrary boundaries that cut social groups and put them into different countries. There's also connection because they have a history of genocide. All of them. They have a history of gender-based violence. They have a history of extracted mineral, militarized extraction of mineral resources. So I wanted to understand the women from that region, how they understand violent displacement. How do they live with that and negotiate? We've been talking a lot about negotiating identities. So that was a key aspect of my work. Now, I use the feminist or gender-based perspective with dialogues approach to qualitative research. Dialogism is very common used in education, but it's not very well used. I don't think it's been used in social work practice. So that's an attempt. That's what I'm attempting to do, using a perspective that will be able to pay attention to people who are traumatized. So what do people who traumatized need? What do they need most of? My experience shows that they need time. Time, which is not, as we know, that time is a very scarce commodity in Canada. But that's the contradiction, is that the working with women or people traumatized, they need time. A few things that came out of my study is what women talk about, how they negotiate their experiences here. They spoke about not being able to understand instructions from service providers. They are expected to adjust to Canadian social norms within a year. They are saying that time is very short for them to be able to know the very complex health care system, a very complex social system, and many of them, while they spoke English and French before they came to Canada, they found that the versions that are spoken in Canada is very different from the versions they spoke in their countries of origin. That creates a barrier because they don't understand the instructions and they're afraid to ask. When you're afraid to ask, what women told me is that they rely on each other for vital information and care. And the difficult, I can't believe I only have 5 minutes left. And the difficulty is that health, information may not, questions may not be asked, wrong information will be given out, and that's a problem for women. Now, my most interest in this research is the theory. And I wanted to describe my theory of dialogue. So you imagine working with a refugee woman and dialogue. This is dialogue. I'm drawing from poetry. What is dialogue? We talk. This is usually people, it could be someone who knows more about the issue or someone who is listening. But this is what I'm proposing. what I'm proposing. Dialogue where our representation, who we are, professor, the refugee, when we are engaging with each other, we suspend who we are, power struggle, the power differences within the interactions. When this happens, the pursuit for meaning, we are seeking meaning because we are enriching each other. Both participants are gaining from each other. I'm nervous, as you can tell, but this is very important for social work practice. Why it's important? It addresses the power imbalances within the dynamic of working with clients. It also brings together ontological differences. My value system, refugee women from that place, they are not a blank slate that want to fill in information so that they can survive in Canada. They have a history, they have a context, they have a perspective, and they have opinions. When we work with them, we want to understand what is it they are bringing to the table.